Hi, Mr. Dhankara. How are you doing? Hope you can see the screen properly and hear my voice absolutely clearly. All right. Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Dhankara, hi, Mr. Desai. How are you doing? So, since you guys have joined a little late, I want to tell you one thing, something very important, which I noticed on the Tata LXI chart. Our voice is absolutely clear. Screen is absolutely clear. Please type in everybody so that I can continue. I want to show you something really important. Type in, guys. There was a little voice issue. Now I hope it's clear. Voice absolutely clear. All right. All right. So there, see. Look over here. Look over here. Tata LXI has been falling over the last week. Last 10 trading days, it has been falling. It's making a nice spinning top doji over here. And if I zoom out at this level, Tata LXI took support over here and here. So keep it in your watch list for tomorrow. A good script to keep it in your watch list. And I'll read the disclaimer again. We do not give tips or recommendations. We teach strategies that are for educational purposes only. We do not recommend stocks or act as advisors in any way. Learn app, everything on Learn app is purely educational. All right. Thank you. Okay. So what I was saying was, we are going to learn physics today. All right. We are going to learn physics today. I'm just kidding. This is electromagnetic waves. The reason for showing these waves, you'll be clear in a few moments. All right. So you see here, guys, these waves expand, contract, expand, contract, expand, contract, expand, contract, expand, contract, expand, contract. Right? Clear, guys? Okay. So these are sound waves. I've written here light waves. That's a mistake. These are sound waves. And even the sound waves move like this. They expand, contract, expand, contract, expand, contract, expand, contract. My physics, Mr. Chetani, this Mr. Chetani says, I thought this class is about option volatility. No, this class is about volatility play. Although I'll tell you something in which you can use your option straddles and make some money. All right, Mr. Chetani. This is not about option volatility. This is about volatility play of the markets, this class. And I'll teach you something where you can use your option straddles and make good money. Okay. So even the light waves expand, contract, expand, contract. Let's move further. These are C waves. The C waves also go high, high tide, then they ebb, then high, go high, then they ebb, then there's high tide, then they ebb. That's how even the sea waves move. All right. So everything in the nature moves like this. They expand and then they contract. And our this thing, stock market prices also follow the same rules. Stock market prices also follow the same rules. I'll show you how. Let me plot an indicator over here, Bollinger Band. Remember friends, Bollinger Band is a volatility indicator. Always remember, Bollinger Band is a volatility indicator. Okay. Now I'll zoom it out. Now if you look at the Bollinger Band also, it expands, it expanded over here, then it contracted, then it came close, then again it expanded, then it came close, it contracted over here, it stayed contracted over here, then it expanded, then it contracted, It expanded, it contracted, expanded over here, it contracted over here, expanded over here, contracted over here. So that's how even the market moves. The market expands, volatility comes in the market. This is how Bollinger Bands expand. Then people book their profits, volatility becomes less, market becomes sideways, Bollinger Bands come close. When the Bollinger Bands come close, guys, here, this is called Bollinger Squeeze. Always remember, this is called Bollinger Squeeze. What is it called? Bollinger Squeeze. Always remember, when Bollinger Bands come close, it's called Bollinger Squeeze. After the Bollinger Squeeze, after Bollinger Squeeze comes Bollinger Expansion. All right. After Bollinger Squeeze comes Bollinger Expansion. Right here. I'll give you guys a very close look. I'll give you guys a very close look. Okay. Now see, look over here. The Bollinger Bands came here close. See. So this is a Bollinger Squeeze. After that, the Bollinger Bands expand and the markets move. Okay, I'll show you one more example so that it's very clear to you. I'll show you a very good example. See this. The Bollinger Bands here squeezed. Look over here. Sorry. The Bollinger Bands over here squeezed. They stayed squeezed for quite some time and then the markets expanded and came a good move. Then again here, the Bollinger Bands squeezed and then they expanded and came a good move. All right. Tell me, Mr. Desai, Mr. Chetni, and Mr. Dhankara, is everything clear till now? So that I show you an amazing concept. You're going to love it. And Mr. Chetni, apply it on option straddles and it will work good. Clear, sir? Everybody, please type in so that I know that everything is clear. Please type in, guys. Come on. All right. Yeah. Okay. Mr. Yes, Mr. Chetni says yes. Mr. Desai says yes, but Mr. Dhankara says, can you explain squeeze once again? Of course, of course. Very simple. Very simple, Mr. Dhankara. Very simple. See, the Bollinger Bands went up. The lower Bollinger Band came down over here. Okay. Then they came close to each other when the market came in sideways direction. This is called a Bollinger Squeeze. All right, Mr. Dhankara, clear? Okay, okay. Now, what happens after Bollinger Squeeze? This is Bollinger Squeeze. Bollinger Squeeze. What happens after Bollinger Squeeze is Bollinger Expansion. Bollinger Expansion happens after Bollinger Squeeze. But we don't leave anything to our naked eyes ever. That's been our rule since day one. We want to make everything objective, everything automated, no ambiguity, no confusion. All right. So how do we make sure that there is a hyper volatility contraction or a Bollinger Squeeze? Let's see. Let's see. I'll open another chart. I'll open TCS. Let's see. We don't want to leave anything to our naked eyes. All right, Mr. Dhankara, Mr. Desai, Mr. Chetni. We will always be very objective in the markets, absolutely no confusion. Confusion, dilemma, ambiguity in the markets means losses. All right. What we'll do is we'll go to studies over here. We'll type Keltner channel and we'll choose Keltner channel. Okay. In the period, we'll type in 10. We'll type in 10 over here. We are using Bollinger Bands 20,2, so we'll type in 10 over here. And since our period is 2 in Bollinger Band, so in Keltner channels, we'll type in 1. Here, we don't want channel fill. We don't want our median. We'll change the color of our Keltner channel to pink so that we can recognize it easily. We can recognize that black line is a Bollinger Band and the pink line is a Keltner channel. Is it absolutely clear till here? Everybody, please type in yes, it's clear so that I can move ahead. Clear? Mr. Chetni, Mr. Desai, Mr. Dankara, clear? All right, thank you. So guys, what we are looking for here is we want both the Bollinger Bands, the upper one and the lower one, to enter our Keltner channel. This situation of Bollinger squeeze is hyper volatility contraction. So when this situation happens, always remember the market will move somewhere. Market is going to blast. Kahin na kahin to jayega, it is going to blast either on the upside or on the downside. We don't know which side. Whenever this situation happens, the Bollinger Bands enter our Keltner channel, both the upper Bollinger Band and the lower Bollinger Band. That is a situation of hyper volatility contraction. And whenever this happens, market is going to blast for sure. Which direction we don't know. So when this situation happens, see, there was hyper volatility contraction over here because both our Bollinger Bands, upper and lower, were inside our Keltner channel. What happened? The market blasted. Do you see this? You see this, guys? Isn't it amazing? Amazing, no? Amazing concept. Truly amazing. So, guys, the question arises how you can trade this. There are various ways to trade this. First way, as Mr. Chetani was looking forward to learn some options, you can apply some option straddle strategies which are taught in many other classes. Mr. Aurel teaches them, Mr. Abid Hassan teaches them. So there are many option strategies, straddle strategies which you can apply over here. A. B, what you can do is our moving average 2 strategy. You remember this, guys? Our moving average 2 strategies, 13 EMA high, 13 EMA low plotted, and our 5 EMA. Whenever 5 EMA crosses above 13 EMA, suppose it crossed over here in this candle, we buy above this candle. All right. Do you remember our moving average 2 strategy? Wait, let me apply it over here. See, guys. Our squeeze had come somewhere over here. Agree? Everybody agreed? Our squeeze had come somewhere over here. This is a moving average 2 strategy. If you have not attended the lecture of moving average 2 strategy, watch the recording. If you have not watched the recording, no problem, it will be repeated again. Now here you see the 5 EMA went over our 13 EMA high low band. Perfect. This is a trigger candle. Buy above this candle. We are in an uptrend. We were waiting for market to blast somewhere. Market blasted on the upside. We could make it sure by one thing that a 5 EMA crossed above a 13 EMA band over this candle. Put your buy order above this, put your stop loss below this, keep trailing it. Clear? Absolutely clear, everybody? My voice is cracking up. Clear? Are you guys clear with it? All right. Thank you so much for typing in. Thank you so much for typing in. I'll change the color. Wait. Our Keltner channel was pink. I have saved all the strategies templates over here. Okay. So that I can quickly apply them and see what's happening on which setup. All right. So you guys should also do this. You should apply all the templates and save it over here so that you can quickly have a look at different setups. All right. Okay. So let me show you one more example. I'll show you many examples, guys. Don't worry. Your concepts will be absolutely clear. No iota of doubt. All right. Look over here, guys. See. This place, let me zoom in a little bit. Let me zoom in a little bit. This place, my dear friends. This place, my dear friends, our upper Bollinger Band is within the Keltner channel. Our lower Bollinger Band is within the Keltner channel. So this is a condition of hypervolatility contraction. Now, what is going to happen after this? Please type in. People are joining late today. What's the reason? This was a very important concept. People are joining in late. Those who are joining in late, please watch the recording. Very interesting and very exciting and very strong and very profitable concept. All right, guys. So this is a condition of hypervolatility contraction. Yes, Mr. Desai, blast will happen. Mr. Desai is absolutely clear. Blast will happen. And did it happen? Mr. Desai, did it happen? It did. It did. Yes, Mr. Sawant, do watch the recording and keep Tata Elixir on your watch list for tomorrow. Okay. Mr. Sawant is saying, yes, may start, but we'll watch recording. Please do it. Okay, very interesting concept, Mr. Sawant. And this is a very strong concept. I love it. It gives you good money. Okay. And a very basic concept. I mean, I feel very amazed when I see this concept because everything in the nature works like this and the markets also work like this. So that's really amazing, isn't it, guys? Okay. I'll show you one more concept. One more example, not concept. One more example. Now, look at this. Look at this beautiful thing. I'm so excited to see this beautiful thing. But there is something missing. Can you tell me what is missing over here? Everybody who is watching the recording, they also answer it in your mind. I want this thing to be absolutely clear. What is missing over here? Please type in. And for everybody who is watching the recording, please answer this in your mind. There's one thing which is missing over here. What is that thing? Correct. Mr. Jayesh Desai says lower band not inside. So this is a volatility squeeze for sure. Bollinger squeeze is there for sure, but both the bands are not inside. So this is not a perfect setup. You can of course take this, but if you are a stickler for rules like me, you will avoid this setup. So this situation will come a lot of times where only one Bollinger band is inside the Keltner channel. So that is also a Bollinger squeeze. But if we are sticking to rules, then this is not a correct setup. All right. The market, of course, went up over here because there was a contraction, no doubt. But if we follow our rules, this was not the perfect setup. All right. But if you want to take a chance with a small stop loss and all, you could have done it. All right. Cool. Is everything clear till now? Please type in your doubts if it's not clear. Yeah, Mr. Chetni, it did blast because squeeze was there. Squeeze was there, so it did blast. All right. And market does its own dance, whether we have a setup, perfect setup or not. Okay, you'll have the perfect setup and it will not go your way. And you won't have a setup and it will go your way. So that things happen. There was a squeeze over there, so it did blast. But if we are a stickler for rules, that was not something that I would have taken. I always take the perfect scenarios because there are plenty of perfect scenarios in the market. All right, I don't get impatient. You guys also don't get impatient. Market always gives you perfect setups all the time. All right, look at here, guys. Please look at here. Everybody, everybody. This condition, this condition, where my crosshair is it a hyper volatility squeeze or not? Please answer this. Is it a hyper volatility squeeze? Please answer this. Type in, guys. I'm waiting for your answers. And people who are watching the recording, keep answering it in your mind. It's going to help you. All right? Yes. 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 A couple of people more have joined. Welcome to the people who are joining late. Do watch the recording. It's a very important concept. All right. Okay. Hello, Mr. Gopinath. How are you doing? I was missing you, Mr. Gopinath. I was wondering where is Mr. Gopinath? He's missing such an important concept. Anyways, do watch the recording. Okay. So what happened after this? Mr. Sachin, Mr. Desai, Mr. Sawant, Mr. Dhankara, everybody. What happened after this? Type in and break your keyboards. This is so exciting, isn't it? This is so exciting, guys. This is so exciting. Blast, blast, blast. Isn't it exciting, guys? Amazing, huh? Super concept, super concept. Okay, what you can also do is there's one more way to trade it. Okay, everybody, there's one more way to trade it. Convert this into your Heiken Ashi candle, and you got your trending candle over here. You can oh yeah, this is a trending candle. All are black. This is green trending candle. So you could have entered above this also. All right. I'll explain you how to read the Heiken Ashi candles in one of our classes. But I'm telling you there are various ways to enter it. Various ways. You can use your option straddles. You can use moving average 2. You can use Heiken Ashi. Many ways. There's many ways. You don't know the direction. All right. Whenever the squeeze happens, we don't know the direction. All we know is that blast is going to happen. And that is a very good thing to know in advance, my dear friends. And I'll show you whether this happens intraday or not. Yes, of course, it happens intraday too. Everything happens on every time frame, on every security. That is the beauty of technical analysis. Once you understand the concepts of technical analysis, you start loving the subject. And once you start making money, it becomes better. All right, I'll show you. Let me go to intraday time frame. Let me go to hourly time frame. All right, don't go below hourly time frame, my dear friends, in this strategy. The reason being, the market stays sideways because of lack of volatility also a lot of times on the intraday time frame, and that will give you a lot of false signals. All right, so make sure that you don't go below 1 hour time frame. I don't go. All right, so I don't go. I only check till 1 hour time frame. That's it. So I don't go below 1 hour on this. You can go, but then you'll have to wait for a very long period. Yeah, like you need to have a very long period of squeeze. Only then this setup will work. At least 2 days of squeeze you need to have. All right, because on 5 minute chart, on 15-minute chart, there is lack of volatility. There is lack of volume. Sorry, I said volatility. There is lack of volume in many stocks, and they tend to be sideways, and you'll get wrong signals. All right, look over here, my dear friends. Look over here. See this. See this. So when you go to 1 hour chart, this thing, your upper Bollinger Band and the lower Bollinger Band was inside the uh, Keltner channel. So what you do is keep it in your watch list for the next day. All right, and apply one of the setups which we have learned. It can be anything. Keep it in your watch list for the next day. You scan all the stocks one by one. Wherever this condition happens, you keep it in your watch list. But beware, on 1 hour time frame, the squeeze can continue even for the next day. All right. So always enter only when you have a setup. The blast can come the third day. Sometimes we can have 2 consecutive days of squeeze and the blast happens the third day. So only enter when you have a setup, whether moving average or Hakeneshi gives you a trending candle, or you apply your strategies, whatever you do, just make sure that there should be a setup. All right, don't enter blindly. Like here. Okay, upper Bollinger Band was not inside the channel, so this was not a setup. Okay, the previous one was a setup. I'll show you one more. Gale. Let's see Gale. Chris Gale. All right, let's see. Let's go see, let's see. Here. Do you see this? Do you see this? Do you see this? The next day was a trending day. Do you see this? Everybody, please type in. I want you to be hyperactive while typing. All right. Because I'm very excited. Whenever I teach this strategy, I become super excited. I blast. All right. So keep typing. Keep typing. Keep typing, keep typing, keep typing. All right. Mr. Dhankala says yes. What about Mr. Desai? Mr. Chetni? Hell yeah. Yes, you see, Mr. Desai. All right. You see this? You see this? This was good. This was absolutely good. All right. This is what we do. Keep this in your watch list for the next day, and enter only when you get a setup. There are various ways to trade it. I had already told you. All right. And let's see if we have another setup. If we see another setup, let me see. One thing I want to tell you, these setups are rare. These setups are rare, but that's okay. That's okay. If we want a solid edge in the market, it will be a rare occasion. All right. Anything happen frequently in the market is not a very good edge. So if you want a real solid edge to trade, that will occur very rarely. All right. So keep this in your mind. Look over here, guys, on intraday. Do you see this, everybody? I want each and everybody to type in yes if you see this. All right. And everybody who's watching the recording, I want everybody of you to shout yes so that I can hear your yes sitting over here. All right. Okay. We have to cater to people who watch recording also. So I'm communicating with them also. How amazing is that? All right. And people who are watching recording, you also shout yes so that I can hear. Yeah, Mr. Chetani is saying they work good even on early chart. Everything works on every time frame. The only thing is on a daily chart, even if the squeeze is on one candle, it's good enough. It's good enough. But on an early time frame, a squeeze is good, if it stays for the whole day. I would consider it a good squeeze. For the whole day, the Bollinger Band stayed inside the Keltner channel. All right. So that is one thing which you keep in your mind. Okay, Mr. Chetani. And the next day, you could have entered this trend in multitude ways. All right. Multitude ways. Many ways. There's like no dearth of ways if you know beforehand that the market is going to blast one way or the other. All right. Now, look over here. Look over here. This is again a squeeze and the market went up. This was a difficult one to catch. This was a difficult one to catch. That is why I say on early charts, it is better if the squeeze is there for at least 5-6 candles. Okay. This would have been a difficult one to catch through any of the setups. So nothing is 100% in the markets, but if you apply this concept properly, this is a very strong concept and is bound to give you good money. All right. It's bound to give you good money. Look over here. Look over here. This upper Bollinger Band is not exactly inside this. They're slightly outside. They're just touching. All right. But look over here. A gap down happened over here. A gap down happened over here. Gap down happened. So these are very good concepts, very strong concepts. And that's what I wanted to teach you. Look over here. Look over here. See this. You see this? And the next day, the market went up and it continued its trend for the next couple of days. All right. Great, guys. So that's it. That's what I wanted to teach you today. A nice volatility strategy. I'm going to teach you inside day setup also. And once I teach you inside day setup, I'll throw some more light on volatility concept. All right. But for now, I think this is enough for you to digest, understand it well, properly, check it on the charts. Send your charts to me at help@learnapp.co and review on Twitter if you liked it. This is hell of a concept and it's a very, very strong concept. In the inside day strategy class, I'll throw more light on the volatility play and I'll teach you one more setup which you can combine with the inside day trades to make your setups very, very strong. All right, it was great having you guys. Hope everything is clear. spending evening with you makes my day. I was very excited to share this strategy with you, Mr. Chetani, Mr. Desai, Mr. Dhankara. Great to have you over here. Mr. Sawan, go ahead and watch the recording. Keep Tata LXI on the watch list for tomorrow. All right. Mr. Chetani says, sir, when are new courses being launched? Very soon, very soon, very soon. They are all on the editing table, almost complete. All right, Mr. Chetani, my name. All right. My name is Pratik Sharma, Mr. Dhankara. I think you're attending my class for the first time. Good to see you. Good to meet you, Mr. Dhankara. We'll have many more interactions and many more strong, lovely concepts. Looking forward to see you in the future classes. Goodbye. Good night.